ascending the stairs. The madness and sadness, kiss of the dawn. Cover your ass as you stay on the run. It's bonus time. It's time to delay. The Joker is wild, and he's stacking the deck. The low down the floor around the showdown in hell. Stay on the move, or you won't live to tell.
Hello everyone, today we're going to the Oro Denoro mine. That's a really interesting mine. It's near Eholt. It's only actually a few kilometers off the highway up off the Phoenix Road there. You go about a kilometer up the Phoenix Road and you turn to the right on the rail grade. It's a fascinating mine, and the very top of it was mined more recently. It was got an open pit, there's nothing really there. The bottom three levels are at the historic part of the mine. The very bottom level is completely flooded. And the two levels above that, we're going in there this week, and there's some really cool white rock there that I thought was quartz. It's not quartz, it's calcarb, or calcium carbonate. It's an interesting metal. They use it in drilling fluid and medicine. You can eat it. It's basically it's made of shells from old seashells from a long time ago. So, but anyway, it's really fascinating mine, easy to get to. You can just drive right up there. It's probably the easiest mine around here to get to. You can walk around there. Very stable, quite safe mine. I think actually it'd be a really good tourist attraction. There's just a little bit of work there. You know, people go up there and tour that mine. But so next week, I was going to have a really exciting show. I just finished doing the filming on it. The very bottom level that's flooded, actually, I got in there last week, and I couldn't get any further because it's completely flooded. There's 10 feet of water in there. So this week, we rappelled down the steep cliff with an inner tube and went inside the underground cave there and explored the cave on an inner tube. And very cold water, but just fascinating under there. A bunch of ore chutes and tunnels and total darkness, and it was quite an adventure. Probably my best video so far, the most interesting one, but it was quite an adventure. But that's next week. This week we're going to show you the top of the mine, and it's just a beautiful mine to get into, and some really nice history in the area there, and I hope you enjoy it. Quick tour of the mine from the air. We're heading from the west there, going over it. You can see the very top of the mine there where they've mined more recently. There's nothing really up there. And to the left there, that's where all these edits are that we're going to be visiting, the more historic area. The rail line's going right past that big hole in the very bottom there, and then the highway's more to the left there. So a pretty good overview of the mine. Like I say, the lower areas are where the adits and stuff in the historic part, and then the newer part is the very top, but it's just like a big open pit. There's nothing really to see at the very top there. So from Grand Forks, you just go on Highway 3 to the west there, and about 10-15 minutes out of town, you'll see the big sign that says Phoenix. Turn left there across the cattle guard, and I think you go up around 2 kilometers or so. There's signs up there, and you'll see there's kind of a bit of a clearing here on the right. This is basically the first road to the right there, and it follows the old rail grade that used to go up to Phoenix a long time ago. You can't drive all the way up to Phoenix on the rail grade anymore because there's a trestle there that Glen side that's it's no longer functioning. It's all tore down. So, but it's pretty easy to go there. Just follow the road up there. It's only a couple clicks up there, and you'll get to Oro Denoro. So you want to be careful if you're driving in here. You don't drive off the road. As you can see, it's a pretty good drop right down there. There's no barrier or nothing there. So that's what we're going to be having a look at. And we're going to start at the bottom, and then we'll climb our way up. Yeah, really, this is a really nice mine to visit. You know, the only thing about this mine is there's some big holes that go straight down, like right where my truck is. So, you know, but other than that, you know, pretty much anyone could drive up here and go for a little walk and check out some of these mines. The shafts they don't go in very far, you know, but they're really safe, easy to get into. You know, even for kids or something that's interested in mining, as long as they ain't running around like retards and you know, fall down one of these big holes, which are pretty easy to see, but you know, they're not marked or anything, so a reasonable person would be just fine here. So it's a pretty easy little hike up there. It's pretty interesting, a bunch of old mine cars and interesting rock, and just really shallow tunnels. I don't think there's one that goes down through maybe 200 feet. So here we are at the Oro Denoro mine. So before I get too excited about going down there, we're going to just check out these other top levels and see if possibly there might be another easier way to get in there. I've done that lots of times, kind of aggressively went down a pretty difficult path, only to find another entrance that was way easier. So what we'll do first is we'll check out these other adits higher up and see if it's possible maybe to go down an incline shaft or something to get down to that lower level. If not, then we'll climb over it with a ladder. If we have to, we will. So looks like there's been quite a few people that's kind of walked up here just to check out these lower levels, because it's right by the road here. It's really easy to get to. This is one of the very few places where you can just drive right in here with the two-wheel drive vehicle, and it's only a few clicks off the road. It's not a big deal to get into. So just even if you don't have really good mobility, you can just stand from the road there and check out some of this mine. Looks really neat, even just right from the road. A pretty extensive adits and stuff here that they obviously mine quite a bit of material out of here. There's a pretty good path going up here. Looking down where my truck is there's another ore pass just on this side of where that big hole was there, but it's plugged off, so it's not going anywhere. One time it was probably connected to that underground, but it isn't any longer. So we're just going to swing around here and give you a little view, see what's going on here, and we will work our way into some of these levels here. See what we can find. Nice thing is we got the truck right close, and we have a ladder and ropes and whatever we need if we decide we need some other equipment to get down here. But for now we just have the camera and 2 lights to get down some of these areas here. Well, there's a fairly steep little drop into there. But we can get into there no problem. But before we do that, let's just follow the dog into this here. Throw a light on, we'll see how far this will take us. Pretty big tunnel in here. Quite a high ceiling. Nice colorful rock in here. One of the highest ceilings I've seen. And even the dog's looking up there, so what the heck's all up there? It's a pretty hot day outside, so nice and cool in here. You can really smell the rats in here. Looks like a pretty extensive rat nest in here. Somebody can smell them. Almost looks like kindling all piled up there, for a little fire. I remember when I had a cabin, I lived in the bush one time, I left and I saw a big pile of kindling. I thought somebody picked up some kindling for a fire, but it was rats. Sure, the ceiling's quite a bit lower here now, so more typical what you see in a mine. Very red color of these rocks here. So I know of the existence of this mine, but I've never been in here. Oh, that's interesting now. Now this here looks like guano to me, so that's just a fancy name for bat shit. So I'm pretty sure that's what that is. So there may be bats in here, because typically they don't leave any residue in the wintertime, because they're not eating very much. In the summertime they're eating lots and they leave lots of crap behind. Alright. So we're off to the right here. Well, that would have been a part of a hip chain. Somebody tied that string on there, and then they would have had a little counter on their hip, and then it would tell you how many meters. To log this mine, how many meters in it was. So yeah, this is a really good location for a mine, because the railway's going right by here, so really good access as far as getting the ore out. So that's really got to be on people's minds when they're planning, mine somewhere. Some of these other ones were in very isolated areas and it just costs a crazy amount of money to get the mine out. So this looks like an antifreeze. And you used to buy antifreeze in a 1 gallon tin. That's way before my time. Yeah. It's surprising to see really much for artifacts here since mine is just right on the side of the road. Everyone knows where it is. I was expecting this to be one of the more popular areas where people would come into. Really easy to get into, very solid. I mean, I don't see one hazard whatsoever here. It's like, what is hazardous is going through the Rogers Pass. So yeah, we're getting some nice looking quartz here. Some pyrites, no doubt. Shiny looking stuff's never gold, remember? Yeah, nice looking mineralization in here. Oh, and a few beer cans. And we're almost at the end of this portion here. I know there's quite a few other workings higher up, so kind of surprising that it would just end abruptly without any raises or anything like that. So that's as far as we're getting here. So interesting to see if there's any bats in here. Nice and cool, it's hot outside. It's pretty cool in here. Really red looking material in here. Quartz and a real red material. Ceiling's getting a little lower. Oh, we have a bunch of branches in here. Oh, hey, there's a big chunk of, big patch of quartz right at this junction here. Climax. Atta boy. Come on, let's go in here. Oh, looks like we're seeing a drum here. Oh, there's an old beer bottle. I guess that's old, eh? Looks like an old beer bottle. I've never seen a beer bottle of that shape. Have to take it home with us. And there's a 45-gallon drum, and that's the end of this. Got a big, nice chunk of quartz here. Pretty narrow branch here, but doesn't go in very far. There's a bit of a stoked up area here and a bunch of other branches. So this one here, I usually always get excited and try to go in these, but you know what? I know what that is. It's just a backfill tunnel. At least I think that's what it is. I'm not even going to bother try crawling in there. There's never any fun crawling into them things, and that's definitely backfill. So I'm thinking it's probably not going to go anywhere anyhow. So I squeeze down through a narrow tunnel that's almost certain to end. Oh, lots of graffiti in here. Batman's headquarters. Batman's headquarters. Oh yeah. Cool. Oh, look at the quartz we're seeing up there. Lots of quartz in this mine. Yeah. So they've blasted this out more. Obviously they're chasing the vein up there. The reason the ceiling's a little higher there was some mineralization they were after. And they removed it. Kind of a little interesting to see this graffiti on these black things, Oh, look at that, eh? Nice big chunk of pyrite, I would guess, but Looks pretty cool though. Obviously the miners would have taken that out if it was anything else. So as far as I know, that was made by carbide lamps, which have been around for a long time because flashlights were invented. Huh? And there's some more of that. Real nice shiny looking, looks like gold, right? But probably not. King is Sphinx. Ooh. No, that looks freaking nasty, eh? Danger. Yeah. How deep is that winds? Of course, the major danger is to my camera. I don't think I'll have trouble getting across there. But I'm going to take my camera and shut the damn thing off and stick it in my bag. So if I start falling, I can just throw it. The dog made it across there. It's only half wet. So it didn't go too much further past here. They continued along, mined out some more quartz up here. There's some big patches of white quartz. Interesting patterns too. BS. So, and that's it. They didn't go any further. I wonder what the heck though. I'm gonna put those pipes in there for. I can go in fair ways too. I don't know. Alright, so I guess we're done this part. So here's kind of a cool shot looking out the portal of the main one that I found so far. Didn't go in so too far, you know, there's a couple branches in there, but really solid, you know, there isn't cave in or anything in here. It's just a really easy place to walk into. Just walk up from the road, and, you know, just a short little hike into here. Yeah, what the heck? Let's go down. There's a little trail there. I see there's some people walk down here. So I would think that probably goes to another adit. Looks like they're got a bunch of short tunnels into the mountain here. Going to work these slopes out. So we'll see how far we can get here. There's another level. There's 3 levels that we know of now. The one at the very bottom. This is kind of a mid-level. And then there's a higher level. Of the historic workings, and in the more modern times, they did some work at the very top. And what they did is they went in and just did a kind of an open pit on the very top. Alright, it just looks like a small stoped out area here that at one time may have had an ore pass that went down to that very bottom level, but it's obviously plugged now, if there ever was one. And there's a rat nest way up there. Almost looks like a bird's nest up there. So kind of interesting. Looks like almost like the rock blistered off of there, eh? It's kind of neat looking. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And we're going to have a look and see what's at this lower level here. The dog's already beat me down there, so we'll have a look and see where this might lead. Looks to me like this was probably an ore pass that went down to the very first level that we visited. Oh wow, there's an ore cart there. So there's a big hole there. That always looks cool. Yeah, so, and we see an ore cart. A little rusty, but looks kind of similar to the ore cart that I picked up the other day. And it has a tailgate on it, which mine doesn't anymore. It broke off. So you can kind of see how that tailgate was constructed. There you can see there's a latching mechanism there. And then the cart must have tipped sideways, I'm thinking. And I don't really know how the wheels would have been attached to it. We need to find some better specimens, and then it'll be a little easier to see how it's constructed exactly. This latch right here, there's a rod that goes right through it, there, and then that rod turns there, and then that would allow the end gate, release the end gate, and then this would open, kind of like a dump truck. So this would have been a cart that dumped from the end. So there's some cool pictures you can take in here, but it doesn't go any further. So they just mined all this right out of here, and that's kind of neat. Big cavity under here, and it's open to the top there. You see a little bridge they left there, and that's about it for this level. I guess there isn't anything else that goes in this level. There's a level higher up and one lower. This is a rail grade going across here, and it actually comes out right at the snowshoe, towards the snowshoe. I don't know why this rail grade goes here, but it does. And so we're at that top location. We're looking down. Here's our truck down there, and looking the other way, we'll be seeing the rail grade going in the other direction to the north. So there's yeah, a bunch of things we can check out here. So we were already down here, and it just dead ends right there. There's that's, you can see actually top of that arch there. Looking down this other way, we'll get down a little closer and have a look there. But that looks like just a shaft that ends, a shallow shaft there. And we're not seeing anything there. Up in there, it doesn't look like there's any added or anything up there. Looks like it just kind of a narrow area that they mined some stuff out of. And as you get further up there, you'll see there's a big ore pile up there, but there's nothing up there. That's the most modern part. They did a big trench up there and some exploration, just like a big ugly open pit up there, so nothing really interesting there. But there is a bunch more adits, and we'll get at them. First of all, we'll do is we'll see if we can get up in there and see if there's another adit up in that back corner there. We're seeing lots of interesting rock here, and this is just below this area that they mined. The last area they mined is part of a, look at the pyrites and stuff in there. They look pretty neat. So this was below the last area that they mined with the open pit here, where they dug a big trench and blasted all this rock out of here and mined some of this stuff out of the open trench. Pretty fair sized track too. Oh yeah. Well, dog will be happy about this. More water. Huh. Well, there's a, doesn't look like it's going very far, but they took quite a bit of rock out of here. Looks like there's a winds here. So that's went straight down. They mined out a pocket in there. And it's not likely to be connected to the lower levels that we're going to visit here shortly, because otherwise the water would drain out. So, you know, obviously that's a waterproof swimming pool there. This is a different style of cart than what we've seen. That's obviously got very shallow, so it must be about 12-inch sides on it. So it's a different type of cart, and has a wooden frame, which isn't common either. So we're heading down here, and we shall see what we can see down here. A real short little tunnel here. Looks like it goes down to a shaft. Straight down to a shaft, maybe, huh? Yeah. It certainly goes down. We don't want to get too close to that edge. That's an ore pass, obviously. So they dropped the ore down there to lower levels. And I don't know, I guess they must have used that to dump ore over the bank there. Somebody's interested in a rat, I would think. You don't see no rats, but That could very well be up on them rotten timbers up there. Yeah, we're, it almost looks like it doesn't go anywhere. Almost surprising that there's an adit in here. Nice and cool, eh, Max? So, well, we'll see how far this goes. I don't think it can go very far because, unless my directions are completely wrong here, it'd be popping out here. Yeah, it's plugged off. We're just going right up against the railway here. So that was an old, that didn't go very far at all. Oh, that's interesting. See, looks like there's trees growing through those cracks. We're right near the surface here. This is just a shallow little tunnel here that connected under the railway. Didn't go in very far at all.